What's good, guys? LM7 here. Finally doing another review. It's been a while, but had to take a break and get some actual life done for a while. But we're back, and now we can focus on the new 2017 summer sets. And as you can see, it's not going to be the normal type of review, but I'm going to get all of the sets reviewed in one video. So, let us begin. Our first set that we're working on is, let me raise this light up a little bit. There we go. Okay, our first set is the First Order Transport Battle Pack. Super long name, but whatever. 117 pieces, $15. And then the features on the back. Okay. Now, getting onto the minifigures, you get a First Order Stormtrooper. Very nice. You get two of them, so you can actually build up an army with them. I think they have really nice printing on them, and the white and black just looks really good together. They didn't change any of the head. It's still the standard Clone Trooper face. And both of them get a stud shooter launcher. Now, our third minifigure, because you do get two First Order Stormtroopers, is the Flame Trooper. So you can kind of stockpile up on him, too, if you want him. I personally like the Flame Trooper. Even though they're not even seen an extensive amount in the movie, I just like their helmets. So, it's cool to keep getting them in sets. Apparently LEGO deems them important, and that's always nice. But he, too, has the same head. Now, the last minifigure is the First Order, he's just an officer. Let me see, if I raise this a little bit, you can see him. You can see him better. You can see that he's dark blue. I just wanted to change the lighting for a second there. But he's nice. I don't personally care that he is in the set itself. He doesn't really do anything for me, but whatever. I feel like you should have got another trooper, but whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. So, moving on to the set. I was a little hesitant at first. I didn't love the way it looked, but after getting it, I like it more in person. I think it looks better. But anyway, the new shield pieces are very cool. I put my extra studs on them, as you can tell. And then you get two stun batons, and you can load up all three stud shooters on the back. Now you can put a third person if you move this middle stud shooter down. Like, it actually has a little bit of range to it. But you can move this trooper down and put a second one. You can only fit 3 minifigures in this set at the same time. And there is one printed detail right here, but it's pretty much irrelevant. But just quickly, like I did, I tried to film this a while ago, but it messed up. You can put a driver, and then, like I said, you can put another trooper on the front if you want. Oh, okay, one more thing that I forgot. Change the light like that so we can see. Can we see better? Can you see better? Yeah. I haven't done this in a while, and I'm doing it in a different spot, so it's a little different to try and figure everything out here. Apologize for that. Let's see. Can we focus back on this dude? How does he look? Doesn't look great. What is my problem? Is this better? Is this what you wanted? Yes, this is what you wanted. Okay, so the one downside of this set is on the bottom, there is no round shoe plates. So it actually doesn't slide very well at all. But that's its only downside. The battle packs are a little more expensive in the summer. Like I said, they're $15 this time. But I think they're equal it because now they all have more pieces nowadays. So I feel like it's pretty justified actually. Moving on. We will now be moving on to the second battle pack, which is the Bounty Hunter Speeder Battle Pack, which was, you know, immediately liked by tons of people for the sole reason that you get the new Bounty Hunter 4-LOM. But I'll get to him in a minute. So, just like the other one, $14.99, it is 125 pieces, so a slightly better deal than the other one. Here is the back of the box. Not much. Apparently this speeder was in the Freemaker Adventures. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Personally, I don't care to watch anyway. But apparently it is. So let's get into our figures. Our first one is IG-88. He's pretty much similar to the one in the Super Star Destroyer, but a cheaper version to get this printed 1x1 round brick if you wanted it. I wouldn't say he's the highlight of the set, but they like to, for some reason, they like to include IG-88 all the time. I prefer, me and everyone else in the world would have preferred Zuckuss over IG-88. And some people actually considered replacing Dengar for Zuckuss. But our second minifigure is Dengar. He's the same as he was in the Eclipse Fighter from last year. Just this time he has a stud shooter. But that is it. Take his backpack off. You can see he does have some. I like his colors. The white and brown look nice together. But he looks very close to the one that you can play as in Star Wars Battlefront. Our third minifigure, which is a welcomed minifigure, is Bosk. He's not new or anything. Maybe they read it as legs because I don't remember him having feet printing, which I really do like his claws, as you can see at the bottom of his foot. I really like that. I think his printing is fantastic. I don't know. Looking at him like this, the cheesy grin is kind of funny, but whatever. So there's his little suit back. He's a nice minifigure, but yet again, not a new figure. Now, the most anticipated figure of the set is obviously 4-LOM. And you can see he's got some very nice printing on the front and back. Kind of reminds me of C-3PO's torso printing. But the nice gray and orangey gold with some red mixed in looks very nice. He's like the dark chrome silver, which I do like. And then obviously his new molded head looks very nice. You can see his freaky looking eyeballs. He does have this little hole in the top of his head that no one really seems to know why just yet, but maybe they'll use this mold for other things in the future. And that's it for the minifigures of the set. Moving on to the actual speeder bike itself. Yeah, it's a decent speeder. There's nothing like spectacular about it. It's a pretty decent size compared to the First Order one, which is smaller. But it's very similar to the Bark speeders that we've gotten several times. A little different, but oh well. The building right here, to keep this little blue circle on here, that's kind of cool. They're using like not a technique that I see very often. So and then it has big cannons here. Its only real feature is that these guns can move if you want them to, but that's about the only feature. And the downside about this one is you can only fit one minifigure. Kind of sucks, but what are you gonna do? Now I'm going to cut across the scene here, grab our third set, and drop a box. That's fine. Moving on, our third set is, I'm just doing these in piece order, I suppose. Our third set is Darth Vader's Transformation, 282 pieces and $24.99. So a good price to piece count, I would say myself. And then on the back you can see all kinds of features that I will get to. And then let's get on to the figures. I'm just going to put this box here since it's obviously not very stable anyway. So, our first figure is the battle-damaged Anakin Skywalker. I think he looks pretty nice, all burnt up and everything. I wanted to point out that the Darth Vader head is also the same as this one. They use the same head twice, which is kind of nifty and clever on their part, since it'd be right after. But you can see he's, you know, all burnt up and his robe is all ripped and everything. Nice minifigure. Our second minifigure, which is brick built. It's not just a custom, just a standard droid. It's one of the fixer droids that repairs Anakin. You can see that clear piece, I believe, is new. It's a 1x1 stud, but it has a little bar at the bottom, so you can clip legs or any kind of clip to it. He's not really anything special, but I just think the piece is used. Cool, and we do use it, I forget one other set, but we do use it in one other set later on. Our next minifigure is with battle damage Anakin. They actually give you Darth Vader as well. He's the same as we've seen him before with the new helmet mold and everything like that. And he does have the same face like I mentioned before. And then our final minifigure, and it's a great way to get him, is Emperor Palpatine himself. This is one of the cheapest sets to get him in as of now. And he just looks, you know, he looks evil. He does have a dual-sided face, a more angry face. But that, I'll save the reason why he has a more angry face in a minute. So, moving on to the set. It's very carbon freezing chamber-esque. The way it's built and everything uses a lot of similar pieces and whatnot. So here's the main droid that does all the repairs and makes Anakin's suit. He's kind of cool. I like the brick built version of that. I like the little red Technic wheel that they use for his sensors. Then if we flip it over to the other side before I get into any features, you have a little interrogation droid, probe droid. Does the more delicate work. And you can see the two red lightsabers, Palpatine's and Darth Vader's. So the main feature, well, not the main one, but a side feature is when Darth Vader is done, he's obviously angry that Padme is dead. And if you just rotate these little things a little bit, these sections falls off as like the thing is breaking. And the droid also comes off. The droid comes off much easier than the other side does. So the main feature, just like the carbon freezing chamber, and I think, no, this is just, yeah, just like carbon freezing chamber. I was thinking of Duel and Boo too, but just like the carbon freezing chamber, you have this little gear here, and obviously you can spin it, and you can see the piece rotate like this, and if you push it up, or push it in rather, it comes forward. So the idea is you put Anakin on this side, then you lean the thing back, spin it around, and then you bring it back up with Darth Vader on that side. And now this part, which I'd show the feature, but it doesn't work all that well. It's just a nifty little idea. Is this beam here, you can see slides back and forth and up and down, and you put Darth Vader's helmet in these more flexible Technic pieces. Lift this up, push the helmet down, and then you finish it up, and then you rise Darth Vader up, and then he knocks the droids over. So that, I think it's kind of cool. I'll try and set that up real quick, just to show you what it's like. Okay. So yay, where's my focus? Okay, yay, Anakin, he's damaged. They do all the work. Ominous music as they put the helmet on, and then he slowly comes back up as Darth Vader. I know I rushed that, but I'm trying to get all these sets reviewed at the same time. So that's Darth Vader's transformation. A good deal and a good set. I think it's been 12 years or so since we've gotten his set. so, which is, you know, that's a long time to wait. So our fourth set that we're working on is one of my favorites, the Republic Fighter Tank. This is the second version of the fighter tank since the one that came out in 2008, so 9 years ago. 305 pieces, also $24.99. Fantastic deal for this set. 4 minifigures, and then on the back, just got a couple little features that I will show when we actually get to it. Now I will put these back the precarious the way I had them. So, breaking them just like I wanted. Scripted videos here. Our first minifigure is the Battle Droid. You do get 2 of them in the set, and there's nothing changed about them at all. Our third minifigure is one that people were amped up about. It is the new Episode 3 Clone Gunner. So, this is obviously not an Episode 2 or Clone Wars fighter tank. This is from Revenge of the Sith, even though you never see it. And the battle itself looks more Geonosian on the box, but oh well. But new printing, there's his newly printed helmet, just kind of like the Clone Gunner from the Battle Pack in 2009. Same head, and he actually comes with a long rifle with a Technic pin on the end, and I'll show that in a second. Our final minifigure is it's equal. Both the Gunner and this next minifigure we're both hyped up. It is the regular version of Aya Sakura, not Clone Wars style, so she has regular sized eyes and her face is redone. Very striking. The blue and the brown look very nice together. She's got very good printing. Standard blue lightsaber. She could have came with a green one as well, because she generally has 2, but the box is more showing an Episode 2 battle, and she did use only 1 lightsaber in the Battle of Geonosis. But then again, it's an Episode 3 Gunner, so what can I say? The only downside about her is you can see her other mouth, like on the back, which is kind of a shame. Oh, no, you can't actually. I just didn't have the head tails pushed down far enough. But she does have a second-sided face, a little angrier. They usually do that, one, regular face and one angry as they're fighting. So, let us get into the set. Like I said, this is one of my favorites in this particular wave. And here is the fighter tank. Much smaller than the other one. I may do some comparisons down the line for some of these. We'll see about that. But anyway, here is the fighter tank. Very similar to the other one, but much smaller, I will admit. They lost the angle of these things, which I think is a little sad. But there is 2 versions of this fighter tank, the IFXT and the IFTX and IFXT or something like that. There's 2 versions. There's an Episode 2 version and an Episode 3 version. One of them has the guns here, which is the one we got a while ago. Anyway, so just showing off some of the sticker detail real quick. You can see some here. This is really the first set that you get stickers in if you build them the way I did in order. So there's a little wrench here in case your fighter tank breaks down, which is kind of irrelevant. And then on the other side you do have a clip where you can put the gunner's blaster rifle, but that's on the inside of the tank. I do like the way they have the I call them the eyes of the tank, but the visor. They're clear pieces now, so they can see through. Stud launchers on either side. No spring-loaded shooters in this one. Kind of a shame. They could have easily done it. Oh well. The guns do rotate over 180 degrees. Probably 200 degrees if I had to make a guess. Both sides do it. As you can see, they're at their normal position. They're kind of at an upward angle, which I do kind of like. They did remove the feature of the missiles right here, which is also kind of a shame. But it is a much smaller set. And it is fun to build. I did quite enjoy the build of this fighter tank. So one of the main features is obviously you can put a clone in there and you can see his gun is chilling on the inside. You can only fit one gunner in there now, which also kind of a downgrade. Not a huge problem though. I like the little antennas on the back. Now if we go here, there is extra studs. They just give you a place to store them. And then the main feature on the bottom is it has 4 wheels, so it can drive like it should. And then, let's see. I don't know if you can actually see that. Yeah, for the most part. But that's really it for the fighter tank. I do like the set personally, but some might say it's a little tiny for what it is. Oh well, that's your own opinion. I think it's a great deal at $25. So, alrighty. Moving on, we're getting slightly larger now. Now we are on the Jakku Quadjumper that we see in episode 7 for roughly 1 second. But they decided to make it a set. 457 pieces and $49.99. So it's a pretty good deal, price to pieces. You can see the First Order TIE Fighters in the background. It's a shame they don't have, oh they do. They have the First Order Star Destroyers, which is confirmed to be a set now. And you can even see some pictures if you look hard enough online. Decent looking set. 5 minifigures. If you look on the back, they show the main feature there, the explosion, which I think is kind of comical. And then the other features, I don't know why you'd ever do that, but this particular one, but anyway, that's that. So a $50 set. We're getting bigger. We're getting bigger. 5th set in the wave. Should probably show the minifigures first. Anyway, first minifigure is BB-8, who has remained unchanged since his first set that he came in last year. But still a good, or 2 years ago actually, still a good minifigure. If you haven't gotten him already, it's a lower cost set to get him in. Our next minifigure is the Force Awakens version of Rey, obviously. So she's got her Jakku garb on, her the scavenger. Oh, I couldn't think of that word. And she's got her staff, and then the same hair that she's been using. Does she have a double-sided face? She does. Happier face, actually, which is bizarre. But that's Rey. Then you also get a chance to get Finn as well, which is good. This is a cheaper set to get, you know, the main characters, except for Poe, but you can get quite a few of the main characters in this one. He is largely the same as well. Nothing real different about Finn. A new minifigure. You didn't really need to add, but they did anyway. It's one of Unkar's thugs. I guess the guy who actually owns the Quadjumper. But he's new. I like his face printing. It's very detailed and ugly. And the green vest looks nice on his ugly skin color. And then our final minifigure is another Stormtrooper. First Order. He does not have a stud shooter this time. He's got a regular blaster. He's got, you know, the slightly different torso printing, and he actually comes with a printed backpack. But he still has the same head as all of the rest of the clones that we've seen up till this point. Alright, so here is the Quadjumper. In my opinion, it's kind of small for a $50 set. If you compare it to ironically, the other fighter tank that was also $50. The other fighter tank dwarfs this set, but it's still a good set overall. It's compact with all the pieces. And half the time, some people might not even know what the ship looked like since it got blown up so fast. Now you can actually get an accurate view of it. But just here's a quick look at the engines. If we go into the back, you can open up this compartment here. And this is, you can also bring this gun down if you wish. And store some weapons. I generally toss a BB-8 in here, just for fun. Because why not? I know they never actually get in this ship, but I just choose to throw them in there. So, going to the front side, you can open up the cockpit and put a minifigure in there, but what you really should do is open it up all the way, and then you can fit 2 minifigures in there. And the way I have it stored is I keep Rey and Finn in this one, with BB-8 in the back. Don't ask me why, I don't know. You do get little tiny landing gear, I guess, if it matters any to you. Oh, I broke it. Awesome. That's what I wanted. But yeah, little tiny landing gear here, here, and here. Kind of useless, speaking that it rests on this whole section anyway. But, and again, what do I know? So here on the bottom of the wings, you have its main guns, and then they threw in a stud launcher on either side. They use yellow studs for this one, for who knows what reason. I don't know. But the main feature of this set is if you push this ball right here, it actually has to be on a flat surface for this to work, which is weird. So we put it here. Let me see. Can you see that? Yeah. So I'll turn it like this so you can see it a little better. Okay. So if you press that ball on the top, the engines do just fall off, and you're left with this skeleton. So now you can see where most of the pieces went, and most of them went into the mechanism and hiding said mechanism. And then what pieces didn't go into that went into the 4 separate engines that you have to build. But they just slip right back on. Each one has 2 Technic pegs on each side, and you just slip them back on. The bottom 2 engines do not come off, just the top 2. But it gives that, you know, LEGO realize that, oh shoot, this set probably won't be that popular because it's only in the movie for a second and blows up. But so they put in the exploding feature, which is kind of funny. Okay, and that is it for the Quadjumper. It's a pretty nice set. It's actually the first one I built because I bought these all stupidly. So our next set, we're getting into the bigger ones. It is the Tracker 1, so it's from the Freemaker Adventures. 557 pieces, and the price to piece is not great on this one. It is $70. You get 3 minifigures and a probe droid. And obviously this is the main bad guy ship, I'm going to assume. And I'll get to what I think happens, but you know, some of the features and blah blah blah, I'll show all those in a second. Okay, so where are my dudes for this one? Cool. Alright, our first dude is one of the main characters from the Freemaker Adventures. It is Rowan. Yeah, his name is Rowan. He's got like surfer hair and a slightly darker tan skin, but he's obviously a child, and I think I don't know if he's any different than the other one we got in the last Freemaker set, the Star Scavenger. But he's got this little hand logo on his back. I guess Freemaker, being free. He comes with a blue lightsaber as well, and with a helmet too. So, what I was saying before about Palpatine having a mad face and a normal face is because they use the same minifigure in this set. So he's the exact same, and he has a mad face in this one because he's apparently defending the capture of Rowan, which is what I'm going to assume. But he gets lightning in this one and no lightsaber. So take your pick. If you don't care about the Freemaker sets, then obviously just get Darth Vader's transformation and you get Palpatine as well, just without the lightning. And now, I want to say the new minifigure in this set is the Mock Hunter. He's a droid, from what I can tell. I mean, it says he's a droid on the box, obviously. He's kind of got the Inquisitor look to him. But he's obviously very metallic and robotic. New headpiece, kind of hammerhead looking. He's kind of scary, actually. He's got armor on too. You can see the shoulders with a little clip on the back, just like the Inquisitor. So it's the same armor piece. And he comes with 2 red lightsabers, actually. So he's trained lightsaber combat, and he has black lightsaber hilts, which I thought was interesting. But I'll show those in a second. And then finally, you just get a pretty standard probe droid, kind of like the one from Hoth. They liked this design and kept it with this one. I don't really know why you needed him in the set. I guess to add some more pieces to justify the price. You know, maybe people see clear pieces and need him for something else. But nothing too crazy about him. His arms move, I guess. But he's just a probe droid. I guess to search out Rowan. Now, you may not like the Freemaker series or whatever, but I was pretty impressed with the set itself. It's quite large, and it's very interesting. I like the tri design. Be sure you are ready for a decently long build because while the book may not be super long, everything you do is ×3 for pretty much every section of the ship. Alright, so we're just going to go door by door. But first off, on each wing you get a spring-loaded shooter, which is our first occurrence of them in this wave. So, what you do is you kind of flip this little latch open. But anyway, you open this up, and then this side, you got some bars, and it's a ladder, and it's what I thought it was first. But actually, this is where you're supposed to store Rowan. He gets taken prisoner, and you can store him in the bottom of the ship here, which is interesting. But the little black thing keeps the door shut. Alright, I guess. My doors never fell open, so I'm a little hesitant about that. But turning it over to the second side and opening the door, this is where they store the 2 black hilted red lightsabers that the Mock Hunter droid uses to fight Rowan. Nothing special in there. And then the third door is, I have no idea what this is actually supposed to be. I'm going to assume that you use this to knock Rowan out of the jail cell. That's my guess, because there's a small Technic piece, but you can't really see what it does, ever. But I know these red things are the ladder for the droid to climb up his ship to get to the cockpit. And now what you do for the cockpit, all 3 sides can open, so I just threw Rowan's lightsaber in there, by the way. What you do is you fire the missile and lose it forever. That's what you do. No, but on this side, there's some handcuffs, and on the other side there is a blaster. But going back to the first side, what you do, and I thought it was kind of ingenious actually, you take your mock droid and you put him in a sitting position, like you're gonna place him sitting down. And the way they did it, his armor works very nicely, is you clip his armor onto this black piece right here. And then you tilt him upward. And you just tilt him up like that. Ooh, my bad. You tilt him up like that and then close this, and now it looks like he's flying the ship himself, which I thought was pretty nifty. Now, the downside is it can't land like this unless you make your own like version of a stand. It's kind of an ominous looking angle. Anyway, but like I said, it doesn't stand like this because the wings are at an angle and the weight doesn't work properly, so it kind of bends down like this on the floor. I don't know. Can we see here? Yeah. So see how it's kind of like leaning? The way to keep it to display it properly is to actually have it up like this. So you need a little bit of room to display it since it's pretty tall, like this way. But now this one's completely up to you, whether or not you like it or not, and that it's based solely if you like it. Like, it's pretty expensive for what it is, but overall it's a pretty nice, pretty nifty set. I was impressed while building it. Like, when it was done, I thought it was nifty. I didn't love it at its first design concept. Now, our next set, I can't really get the box because it's the bottom there, but we're going to be looking at the Arrowhead, and I don't know if you can see that, but it is 775 pieces and comes in at $90. So again, not a great price to piece count, but we'll get into the set. First minifigure is a classic Stormtrooper, so not a first order one, and it's the only regular Stormtrooper in the wave, and I don't think he's any different at all, and he has the same face as all the rest of the clones. The main antagonist get their best battle droid friend, Roger, or R-O-G-R. That's his actual name, but I guess I call him Roger. He's obviously rehashed, and I know I mentioned this in the last Freemaker set that he came in. I don't remember if he got a gun in the last set, but he gets a gun in this one. And now you get the two main characters. You get Cordy, who's the main female protagonist. She gets a grappling hook blaster. I like her ponytail. I think it suits her particular style that she's going here with the dark green and tan. Does she have a second-sided face? No, she doesn't. And then our other main antagonist is Xander, who's obviously the male antagonist. I'm going to guess that they're the parents of Rowan and are freaked out when he gets kidnapped by Palpatine. But, oh, whatever. I'm pretty sure they're similar, if not identical, to the last versions of them from the Star Scavenger set. But this is a bigger set, and obviously they needed to have them in there. Now, my favorite character in the set is, I had no idea who he was, but his name is Quarry. He's a dwarf Mon Calamari. He looks like he's a repairman, maybe. But he's got a little beard, and it's a completely new head mold, and I think he's just fun looking character to add to your collection if you using him for a scene or anything in Mon Calamari. But he doesn't have any weapons or anything. He comes, I'm gonna say he does, but he comes with this little speeder. It's a speeder, but it's like a little repair speeder. He's got a buzzsaw and a wrench, and it's got extra spring-loaded missiles. This one actually has little shoes on the bottom to make it slide better. Well, the set itself, the First Order speeder, does not. Just making fun of it. Now, the Arrowhead itself, this is a big set. Like, it's pretty massive. It's definitely worth the $90 price until you realize that other sets in this particular wave even are better priced sets. But going in it, it's a big set, and it only has the 6 stickers. 1, 2, 3, and then on the flip side it has the same stickers. So that's cool. Big sets usually come with a billion stickers. I say usually, I'm talking about the Snow Speeder that had like 36 or something crazy like that. But you can see spring-loaded shooters on each of the little wings that it has, and these guns here can move. I think it looks better like that, in my opinion. Overall, it was a fun build. I have no idea the relevance of the ship. I'm going to guess it's their new cruiser type ship, because the Star Scavenger is probably their main everyday use ship. I don't know. All I know is I read the description, and it says if you open this bubble, it's powered by this crystal, which powers the whole ship. My opinion, that's kind of a flawed design, because, you know, shoot the middle of the ship here, it's a pretty big target on both sides. If you're underneath it or above it, you kind of just die if you lose it. But I do like that you get two bubbles in it, in the blue color. But that's really it for that. Oh, my bad. I forgot. You can actually take the crystal up if you want to use the crystal for something. I don't. Anyway, just a back look at the engines. A quintuple engine, so pretty cool looking. I like the way it looks like this. It's very Ghost reminiscent. But like I was saying to someone else before, it does have a very rebel look to it. The ship itself, like the colors and the design, looks like a rebel ship. Going to the bottom, you do have one landing gear that you can put up and down. It's really useless to put it up, especially since these big pieces here don't ever move. Its main feature is obviously you can put the hammer away and then use it to, you can either ram stuff with a hammer, you can either hit it like an axe. I don't know if this is a feature, I just know you can do it. Just letting you know what can actually happen. What I do like about this set though is on the inside it is quite a big interior. For being a flat ship, it's a pretty big interior. You can put a driver here, you can put two more minifigures in here, Quarry and Cordy. You can even slap Roger in there, you could probably fit him in there. Or throw him in the bubble if you want to. But that is it for the Arrowhead. I do like the set itself. It was the second one I built, and I was impressed. Like, I wasn't super thrilled about Freemaker sets getting huge price points, but overall they're pretty decent sets. Now our 8th set is going to be over there. I can't really see the box very well because of the Tracker 1 and the set behind it, but it is the Rathtar Escape. I'll read it to you. 836 pieces, and this one's only $79.99. So it's got 100 more pieces almost than the Arrowhead, and $10 cheaper. And minifigures included are highly sought after, from what I can tell. So the first one you get is Balatik, the leader of the Guavian Death Gang. There's nothing really special about him. I mean, they did a good job of making the figure, but he's just a Scottish dude, so I think he's got a double-sided face. Yeah. Like a, oh no, the Rathars are out face. And they lovely all get stud shooters in this one, which does kind of suck, but oh well. Now you get 2 of these Guavian gang members, which are the highly sought after ones after people saw them in the Force Awakens video game. They actually just looks like they took them straight out of the video game. The only thing I don't particularly like is the head is lighter than the suit, but I can get over that. It's got good printing though, and the head does look nice. It's a new mold and everything. And you get 2 of them. And then you get the 2 heroes. Han Solo, nothing really new about him. This is the first time you see Han Solo in the movie, really, so showing off his brown jacket, which I do actually like his brown jacket. And the new, he's not new, but the new version of Chewbacca with his bowcaster that can actually shoot a stud. He's about the same as every other time we've got Chewie with the new mold. So nothing new really about Chewie. Now, let's get into the set. In the set, you do actually get, and I was worried about it, that they were going to do just like the faces in random places, but you actually get 2 Rathtars, and I'll show the other one in a minute. But you get the red one and you get a black one. They're fully posable. They're really annoying to build, actually, if you want to be honest here, because of all the arms and stuff. But they're cool, buildable figures. And you do get 2 of them. So now, the first thing about this set I want to note is it is a little bit fragile when picking it up. But this is a good look at the side of the set. So right away, you're going to notice that it is modular. It is a modular set. So you can actually take the 3 sections apart and position them however you want. But the first section I'm going to show is the Rathtar cage. This is the door where you can kind of see the Rathtar in there a little bit. This is how you connect it to any side with the thing. On the back here you have 4 little levers and some more stupid detail that's really annoying to build. But you got 4 little levers, and if you pull this second one here, you can, okay, to be fair, you can pull all of them. But if you pull the second one, the door goes up and down, letting the Rathtar up. And there's a good look at the black one. In addition to that, you can also take off the top and show off the, if you want to grab the Rathtar from the top, which is easier to get them. So that is the Rathtar cage. You can put either one in there. Both of them can't fit at the same time, however. So this second section is just a hallway in the freighter. You build them all kind of the same. The bottoms are all kind of built the same. You can put the cage on either side of this, or on this side, or on this side, obviously. And then these pegs allow you to connect it to the other section however you wish as well. This section's boring and it has no features really. All it has is, a computer if you want to go through here, or let the Rathtars out, or whatever you want to do. The best part is they are printed computer screens. There's no stickers in the Rathtar set at all. So that's always good. Then the last section, which has a blast door, which you use to get away from the Rathtars. You can see some yellow detail. Just nice. I like the circularness of it. It's very sturdy, actually. But there is 2 features on this, other than the connection points, as you can see. And the first one is you can lift the door up, and the door will actually stay in place due to some Technic piece that you have right here. And if you flip the Technic piece, the door shuts. So, and then I'll show you from the other side. The door open, you can see through it, blah blah blah. And there's a little step back there so you can have someone standing back there as well. And then the last feature of the Rathtar set is you spin this little gear here and you see the platform. You can see the platform move up and down. And there's a trap door which you put the platform on. And now the thing is, you're supposed to put a figure there. So you can see the trapdoor is open, and the trapdoor is not open. And bam, there's Han Solo. Bam, he's gone. He's hiding from the Rathtars. He can't actually hide all the way, and that's a shame. They would have made it like 1 or 2 more bricks tall. They could have easily hid all of that. Let me put it all back together and then show one last final view of it. You actually have to hold the cage or it will fall apart. But having it in this configuration, which is the biggest way possible, it is about 16 inches long. So it's about the same size as the Arrowhead in length. Pretty close. No, I lied. It's nowhere near the length of the Arrowhead. It's about the same size as the Tracker 1 length, which is it's considerable size actually. The Arrowhead is actually probably 20 now that I look at it, which is usually $120 size sets. So our last set in the wave to finish up this review session is the one exclusive set in the wave, the Jedi Starfighter that was just revealed with Hyperdrive. And I was very excited to see this because it's been 12 years for this set, I believe, as well. And that was an Episode 3 version with the triple Hyperdrive engine and a blue Episode 3 fighter. Anyway, 825 pieces, Toys R Us exclusive in the US, and it is $100. So, most expensive set in the wave, and you get 4 minifigures. Now, I actually don't care for the back picture here because, you know, they should have had they should have used the scene over Geonosis instead of the Camino fight, just because the ring isn't even prevalent in the back here. But you can see all the features, and it's a very interesting box. I wasn't expecting it to come out right away. I thought this was going to be one that came out in like August, like the Pelta class frigate that came out last year, but it came out. So getting into the 4 figures, you get R4P17, who's not any different, but obviously necessity for the Jedi Starfighter. You get Episode 2 pilot Obi-Wan Kenobi, which he looks good with the little comm that he has. I wish they would have actually put a face where he didn't have the comm, so that when he's fighting Jango, like it shows on the box, he doesn't have the comm on his face, because you wouldn't have that unless you're flying. But that's just me being picky. You get Kid Boba Fett. Originally, I was really hoping that you would get, there'd be 2 exclusives. This one and then Jango Fett Slave 1 to go along with it. But, however, you don't. It looks like there'll be 2 more collector sets. Ultimate Collector's ones, I mean. And then our final minifigure you get is one that's pretty popular, actually. Jango Fett. And I do like the way Jango Fett looks. But his guns are kind of pathetic. Just in my opinion. And he actually has a different face than all the other clones. He has a slight beard and, you know, a scar above the eye. But that is it for the 4 figures. Now, if I go and get the set, it's big. I mean, you can obviously see it in the background. It is the tallest set in the wave. So, here's the full set together. And I will actually get to the ring in a second. But first, I actually forget. How do we... Oh, no, not like that. No. It's been a while since I actually picked this set up, so I forgot how to take the fighter off. Okay. So, this is Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter. I know a lot of people are like, oh, another Starfighter, boo. But it's actually different, and I know I say this every review, but it's different than Sacy Tins, even though it's similar designed. It's very durable and lightweight. A bajillion stickers, but that's alright, in my opinion. So, they changed the guns. He just has 2 stud shooters on the front, none on the bottom. But you do get a landing gear, which is irrelevant. And then you can see this is going to lead into the function with the hyperdrive ring at the bottom and the newly designed engines here, which I do like. And my favorite thing ever, they give you a clip for the lightsaber. Not accurate at all, but very useful. Now, just like all Starfighters, you can open it up and put Obi-Wan in there, of course. And they have a spinning spot here for R4P17. Now, what they've never done is they've never made, except in the Episode 3 ones where you just, you know, plop the droid in. That doesn't really work for the Delta 7s. So what you do is just like they, in other sets, they want you to take the head off of the droid. And whatever. You put his head on there, and then it's accurate. But they actually built a section in the middle for you to put his body, so you don't just lose his body that you have sitting there. And it covers up very nicely, and you can't even tell it's there. The wings aren't on hinge or locked hinge plates anymore. They're on free hinge plates. I do like that improvement too. It just makes it easier to move and such. But that is the Jedi Starfighter. Overall, a nice improvement over the last one. But the main part of the set, which makes it stand out, is the ring itself. And I love the ring. It's a pretty tedious build. You do the same thing like 15 times, twice, to build the ring, but when you're done, it looks fantastic. Just showing you a little bit of the engine detail, which I do like. I think they did a great job on the engines. Big and bulky. And then it's plated all the way around to make a nice circle. Take notes if you ever want to build a circle. This is how you do it. Anyway, it's got this little platform here, so it balances the weight properly. And, well, a lot of people don't really love it. You do get a clear section here to use as a grip, so you can actually pick it up, and it goes into the function here, which is like a little blaster. It's not a blaster. I'm saying it's a blaster like you'd use it as one if you were, holding it like. Anyway, it's got 2 missiles here that you shoot, because they love to put missiles in everything. And then looking right here is the main function of the set. This is where you clip Obi-Wan's fighter, and then you put those plates down. It's funny how they use these plates. I like it. It's kind of ingenious. It's also kind of like it's ironic because those are used in the later Starfighters as the wings. But what you do is you line up these pegs with the with these little white Technic placeholders right here. So you'd push the button back. It's hard to do this, like actually trying to show you. But you push them back, you line it up so you can see that, and then you clip it back in, and then it will lock into place. It just slides back into place, actually. And sometimes the fighter itself doesn't line up properly, so you have to like snug it, just to push it a little bit just to make it snug. And then, like I said, you put the plates down, and then the fighter doesn't come off. It's very sturdy. Like, as you can see, I'm holding it upside down with the fighter clipped on, and it just doesn't fall off. Much sturdier than the last one, which I may compare in the future. But, and that, just before I finish, that is my favorite one of the wave, obviously, because it's from episode 2 itself. Anyway, that is the full summer line review. I just wanted to get it up before June 1st. That's when they're officially released on Lego.com. And if you check online, they're on Lego.com. It says coming soon, but you can buy them at Toys R Us now for the actual retail prices. And that's it. Overall, very good wave. More excited about the episode 8 wave, seeing the sets now, and the possibility of 2 more Ultimate Collector sets. But if you enjoyed and watched this whole video, leave a like, comment, blah blah blah. You know, watch it when you can, or watch whatever sets you want to actually see. But with that, I will be out of here, and thank you guys all for watching. See you guys next time.